What does estate planning do for me? Why is estate planning important to me? Hi, I'm Gary DeWitt. I'm an estate planning attorney in Northwest Arkansas. Today, I want to walk you through the essential things estate planning does for you. Sit back, turn off your distractions, and take notes. First, we need a working definition of what an estate is and what an estate plan is. Your estate for the purposes of planning is everything you own, either individually or with others. It is all of your property. Estate planning is arranging for protecting your estate during your lifetime, protection of your legal rights during your lifetime, protecting your financial rights during your lifetime, making sure somebody you know and trust is there to make financial, legal, and healthcare decisions if you can't, and the distribution of your final estate. As you can tell, estate planning is as much about protecting you during your lifetime as it is about distributing your final estate. Before jumping into what people usually think of as estate planning, that is inheritance and money, I want to talk about something most people don't consider part of estate planning, your lifetime rights. You and only you have the right to control and direct your own legal affairs like signing contracts, selling property, and suing people. You and only you have the right to control and direct your own financial affairs like banking and investing. You and only you have the right to control and direct your healthcare choices. Nobody else can make those choices for you. You must make them yourself. So what happens if you lose the ability to make those decisions, even temporarily? Not to worry, the government has made the rules if you don't plan ahead. Somebody, hopefully the person you would want in control, needs to go to court and get a guardianship. Even then, a guardianship is limited in what can be done without a judge's approval. And everything in the guardianship is in the public record, including an accounting of your estate. But you have a choice. You can choose to take control now of who will be in charge. You can choose now what they can and can't do. This is called a power of attorney. In law, there are two types of attorneys. The first is what you think of, an attorney at law, that is, a lawyer. The second is an attorney in fact. That is, somebody you appoint to manage financial, legal, and/or healthcare affairs for you if you can't manage. You can name an attorney in fact or multiples now. Think of this as insurance against future incapacity, just as you have health insurance against future healthcare events. You do this by creating a power of attorney document. Actually, two powers of attorney. One for legal and financial, and one for healthcare. In these documents, you name the people you want in charge if you can't be. You can set limits on their power or leave it wide open. By doing this now, you save the people in your family from wasting time going to court, aggravation, possible family fighting over what you wanted and who you wanted in charge, wasting money, and exposing your personal private affairs to the public. Now let's talk about what people traditionally think of as estate planning. That is, passing property to the next generation. What does estate planning eliminate? Here are just the top things: stress, wasting time, wasting money, family fighting, court and probate, creditors taking away an inheritance, lawsuits stealing an inheritance, gold digger spouses stealing an inheritance, and losing government benefits. But how does planning stop these things? Proper planning stops all those things by taking your estate out of probate and making it a private affair. I won't go into the details, but an excellent estate plan has already considered and taken care of all those problems and others you might not even have thought about. That's the job of your estate planner. Proper planning prevents probate. Probate is the legal process of admitting a will, validating the will, and distributing the final estate. While it sounds simple on the surface, a simple probate has over 20 steps. Each step has one or more documents to be filed and approved by the judge. A judge oversees the entire public process. In Arkansas, it will take at least 8 months to complete. Speaking from experience, having done my dad's probate, it's a stressful, expensive experience for the family. Proper planning prevents wasting time and money. Without probate, the family gets their inheritance almost immediately without courts and without oversight by a judge. Your family doesn't have to spend money paying the attorney's fees for probate. Those fees start at about 6% of your gross estate, that is, not subtracting out debts, and go up from there. Your family doesn't have the stress of probate. Your family doesn't have to guess what you wanted. Your family doesn't waste time. Because you left instructions, family fighting is reduced or eliminated. They can't fight over who gets how much, what, or when. They can't fight over who gets to make the choices because you've made those choices for them ahead of time. Proper planning protects property. It protects inheritance from creditors and predators. It protects children from themselves. With the proper setup, creditors and spouses can't get your children's inheritance. With the proper setup, any children with addiction problems are protected from spending all the money on their addiction. Proper planning protects benefits. If you have a child, spouse, or dependent who depends on receiving government benefits like SSI or Medicaid, proper planning can set aside money for extras, but not change their eligibility for those benefit programs. Be watching for the next part in this video series where we'll talk about wills and other estate planning topics. Thank you for watching today.